Good day, everyone. My name is Pastor T. I am the person from United States of America who was robbed, stabbed, and thrown over into the precipice. Now, my story begins with my sister, one of my sisters in Jamaica, died on March 8th. On March 15, I went down to Jamaica to assist with the burial procedures. Now, this woman, Tamika Miles, and I had some conversation pertaining to picking me up and taking me to the bank when I get down there. There was some money that should have been into the bank, and I was supposed to go and sign some paperwork and forward some money to my account in America. Unfortunately, on the 16th of March, Tamika came to pick me up in the Portmore Mall. When she came, a man was driving the car, and she introduced him to me as her chauffeur. She was sitting in the front beside him. And she then opened the back door of the car, and a guy was sitting there, and she said he was her bodyguard. Something didn't feel right, and I looked at her like really? And she says to me, "Oh yeah, I don't travel without a bodyguard." But I could feel the vibes coming from them, all of them, all three of them. I could. And I said to myself, I don't feel like I'm going to go with these people. But seriously and honestly, I heard the voices, go. I heard the voices, go. I sat down in the car and I started praying. I said, "Lord, something is not right, but I'm asking you, whatever happens today, Lord, you fight this battle for me." And I was there praying while they were driving. I was praying. I was praying. And I says, "Lord, this is going to be between you and I today." And I know I heard the voices to me, "You will not die." I held on to that. I am a woman of faith. So I said, "No way am I going to die today, whatever these people are up to." They drove, not going to the bank. We should be going to Kingston. They turned in Clarendon. I says to her, "Which of the bank are we going?" She said, "You will be there soon." I said, I started feeling more and more that something was wrong. Anyway, when they got to their location, the driver said he has to take a leak. Then the other one went out with him and said, "Yes, me too." And I watched them. They walked around to my side of the door, opened the door. The younger one, which seems to be about 25 years old to 30, grabbed me and stabbed me in my stomach and pulled away my pocketbook. The older one, which seems to be in his 50s, grabbed my hand, my left hand, and started stabbing at me. Now, the woman, she walked out of the car. She got out of the car and walked away, turning her back to us. I says, "Lady, are you going to stand there and let these people hurt me?" She did not respond. So I started crying out, "Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, take charge and take over." And I keep on saying it, repeating it, staring them in the eyes. And I could see the more I scream out, "Jesus Christ of Nazareth," the weaker the younger one was getting, until they grabbed me and threw me on the ground. And while I was on the ground, they were trying to stab at me, but I had my hands kind of blocking the knives. And because of that, my fingers were damaged. My fingers are damaged. And then the older one says, "Okay, let us throw her into the gully." And they picked me up by my hands and my feet, both of them, and they threw me over there. Okay, I'm going to be honest to you. I didn't feel myself falling on the ground. I didn't feel myself hitting the ground. So I knew that they threw me in the hands of angels. I walk with angels. When I cried out, "Jesus Christ of Nazareth," he answered me. He sent his angels to protect me. Now, After they thought I was dead or what, they drove away. I said, Lord, please give me strength. Let me climb back up to the top. I started climbing up to the top until I reached as far as I could go. There was a wall, so I couldn't climb over. And I stood there. A piece of pipe iron was there, and I held onto it. And I said, Lord, I need you to send me help now. Send me Paul and Silas. And in no time, within 5 minutes, 2 people was passing. I heard them speaking, and I cried out, help me, somebody, help me. And a man looked over. A lady was there. The man looked over and asked me who I was, and I told him, and he asked me what happened, why I was there. And I said the reason for me being there was because those people robbed me, stabbed me up, and threw me over in the gully. And he said, okay, he's going to call the police, which he did. And also he called down the whole community. So I want to shout out to the community of what is named Ginger Ridge in Clarendon. And there was also a lady who was praying for me. She was praying and telling me, lady, you will not die. You will not die. And let me tell you, I held on to those promises. First, the Spirit told me I will not die. And the lady said, you will not die. And I knew within myself that I was not going to die. Because purpose does not die. Now, they called the police, and it took them about 45 minutes or maybe less. They got there, they worked together, the police and the citizens, they worked together and pulled me out of the gully, which I so appreciate. And they took me to the hospital, and we had emergency surgery, and I did well, and everyone was shocked that I was still alive. The doctor couldn't believe how I made it, and neither did the police. But you know what I told them? The blood of Jesus runs through my vein. And the eyes of God is on everyone, especially his people. So when you develop a relationship with God, he will come to your rescue. Now, Tamika Miles is a criminal. We thought that she was really a lawyer. She was not. She's a scammer, and I understand that is what she goes around and do to other people. So people, beware. At least what happened to me will prevent them from going after another person the same way. And I am really hoping that she will come forward and speak what happens. She along with her accomplice. But you know, all I can pray for is forgiveness for them. But because God said he is the revenger, he alone will bring them down. And I'm hoping that by people listening to this message, and so many people out there who were blogging stories that I did not give to them. There were so many lies, and I've read them, I've listened to them. So many lies. These bloggers blog too much information that was not so. And I encourage you guys not to do that just to get views, because people need to know the real story. Now, after I was taken out of the gully and went to the hospital, the doctors did a good job on helping or assisting in keeping me alive. And I'm very grateful for them. I thank them very much. Everything was okay. Operation went well. And I was doing fine. And I would like everyone to know that I was not in a lot of pain, because some of the stabs, I did not feel them.